I'm able. I'm here. I'm audible, right?
Yes, Vishal.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Uh, so basically, till now we have seen the basics of Python. So today we will be seeing more basics. So it's like conditional statements and loops in Python. So let me share my screen. So for today, these are the main topics we are going to discuss. So the first two topics will be of Python, conditional statements in Python and loops in Python, and we will say about the basics of SQL, and then we move to Travis. It's a chartboard. So how to use that we will see. It's actually very useful to learn anything. So just uh, so before going to that. So anyone having any questions from previous sessions? Maybe tomorrow we will do a review session, and then we have some planning to have some extra session from some guest speaker. Hopefully, yeah, we will see how it goes. Uh, yeah, tomorrow we will be revising everything again, from day one to till today, and maybe one or more topics in Python. So before going to that, so let's start here. So it's like conditional statements in Python. So if you want any programming, if you want to check for something, right? If you want anything, so there should be some condition to be satisfied. So generally in every programming, the same like if conditions are will be available. The similar kind of structure also will be available in Python as well. So it's like if, else, and else if. It's like elif statements we call it as. Normally, if you take for different languages, there will be no elif. So this is one of the new you can say, but it's nothing different, entirely different from what we are doing. But it's just extension of if-else condition statements. So it's simple. So if this logic is satisfying, so you execute this. So what we are doing in conditional statement thing is we are actually saying the program. If something I'm giving you something, if this is satisfying my condition, so you go to the next statement and execute whatever inside that statement. So here if the syntax if we see if this the condition we should give and it is followed by colon, and then in the next statement it should be indentation should be there. So generally in Python what we do is we use tab indentations, so instead of spaces we use tab. So it's to keep it more readable going forward. uh, So if condition, the condition will be evaluated to a boolean like true or false value, what we have discussed yesterday. Uh, the similarly, so once if it is satisfied, if it is true, then it will go to the next statement. Whatever inside this if condition, then only it will go. Otherwise, it don't go to the statement. The block will be skipped. So the similarly, the next condition like if else conditions like uh, it's like similar kind of if statement, and if in this if it is the condition is satisfied, it's true, it goes into this statement whatever we are writing inside this. So if we see there is a tab or space you can say, so if this condition not satisfied what we are saying, so don't do this but do this. So the similar statements, if you can see, so just I am doing that. So yeah, let me open. So the similar way of the next one is like else if condition, like if else if. So actually, if you want to check for multiple conditions, so instead of writing if else, so the conditions can be implemented in the same if else loop. So it can be called as nested conditioning, but it's actually straightforward. Instead of nested, we call it as another type of conditional statement in Python, which is very useful. Like if you want to check for multiple conditions, so if this condition is not satisfied, so then check this condition. If this condition also not satisfied, then go to this condition. So it's like if you are filling some form, right, for creating of some account in bank or some Gmail account. So if you are filling, I meant to say, so this age, so you are filling this age. So if age is greater than 8 or 10 only, you should approve, or greater than 5 only, it will take the age, or less than 99 only, it will take the age. Maximum of that age, it won't take sometimes. So if you have entered minus value like in age -5 you have given, it will actually go to this statement. So what it does for filling of age, for example, just I am taking. So if my age here condition is age, so age is less than uh, no, 5, don't allow accountant is very less age. We will print some statement. Uh, Similarly, in this condition, the next condition, we want to check if it is greater than 99. If it is greater than 99, instead of writing another if else condition, you can just keep the same condition in this elif statement, and you can use that condition here and else. So that both are not satisfied. It's like it's less than. I meant to say less than 5 and greater than uh, 90 or something. So what else we can do? That also we can give, like if it is greater than 100, else, like the condition will take. If it is greater than 100, then which statement to execute. So it's like I meant to say multiple conditions can be easily looped in this else if statements in Python. Normally in other languages, what it will be like, it should we have to write if else multiple times. So instead of to verifying of multiple conditions, but in Python it's like you can verify the same condition with using like multiple conditions without rewriting of the same condition statements again and again. So you just need to use this elif statement. Just for our example, so I am just taking this example. So here what I am giving, my string is a variable, so I am not giving anything like empty. So what it is doing, if string, so here what we are doing, we are not checking anything. Just if string having some value, it will actually go to this. So this is one way of checking. So without giving any operator like equal to or something. So if this variable containing some value to check, instead of checking whatever it inside it, then we will use this type of syntax. So if I run this code, so it says the string is empty because there is no value I have passed. But if I run k and again run it, so it is saying the string is not empty. So the similar way, uh, if I meant to say, so now I know the value, but I want to verify that value is equal to the same value what we are printing. So here what I have removed colon. So it is saying invalid syntax. So what I am doing, so if string equal to Kishore, it should print match else. So if it is not equal to Kishore, it should not print anything. Like name is not matching. If I run again, so it's saying name is matching. If I given name is not matching. So it's actually simple logic. So when you are trying to log in with our user account, so you enter our user ID, right? So internally, the programming does this validations. So how the validations, if your username is matching with our data or not, it actually does this kind of conditional validations. So uh, this type of validations or conditional statements is very useful for writing simple logics inside our code anywhere. So yeah, now just if, for the same okay, I am taking elif. I am taking psi in. So I'm using some in operator. We will see about operators next. So in string. So then print Sai is there the name. So here what we are doing, we are actually checking two conditions. One is if string is matching equal to Kishore. Other the condition is if Sai is in the string what we are passing. So if I execute this, so if you see, so this line of statement is executed and this actually printed it out. So only if and only if this statement returns true value, it will go into this execution line. Otherwise, it actually don't goes inside this execution line. It will actually go to the next statement. The interpreter won't execute this line, and it will actually go to the next line, whatever it is available. So here we are actually defining two conditions. Similarly, I can define multiple conditions. I'll leave some is equal to something. Different conditions we can define. So this is mainly with the conditional statements in Python. So any questions? So if not, there will be nested conditions as well, but I'm not here intimating, but you can just check. So nested is like similar kind of conditions, like if something is already happening. So here if I am given if string equal to Kishore, then again I can write if age equal to 30. So here I am writing two conditional statements inside another if condition. Print data matching. I'm just removing this. So again if I run, sorry. So here the string is Sai Kishore, not Kishore. So it went into else statement and it's saying data is not matching. If I take this, so so it actually executing two if conditions inside one condition. So it's like we call it as nested conditioning. So you can write multiple nested conditions, but everything should be intended. So the Python how it knows how to execute the condition. So there should be indentations everywhere. So here there is one tab. If you see here, there should be two tabs of space. So so I think everyone clear with if else conditions. Uh, so these are the main conditionings which is used across many of the languages. Uh, but it's better to get the idea how it will be like how to implement in Python. It's actually straightforward if you see. So again, if you this is implementation of something if you forgot your password and you have to trying to reset, right? So the website should do the credential validations at the back end. So it will ask for our name. Sometimes it will ask for our date of birth. So that the data will be validated in the backend in the similar fashion, like your name is matching or not, and your age is matching or not, and your date of birth is matching or not. So, some similar kind of conditionings will be performed in the background, so the so that our data will be matched, and then only you will get the password. If you enter anything wrong, it says the data is not matching. You can try it anytime. If you are trying to reset your Google Gmail password or something, it will obviously ask for your email ID or username and then a date of birth. So now going to the next topic, I think if the conditional statements is done. So the next is like loops. So in loops, generally we have mainly in Python only two types of loops, like for loop and while loop. Uh, so for loop is like just to iterate our sequence. So yesterday we have discussed about sequence data types, right? So in the sequence data types, there are multiple data types like tuple, list, and then we see about range, and then set as well. So if you want to check one by one instead of I want to check only this value, or I want to print only this value set of values inside my list. So then how I will print one by one. So for that, for sequential to print all the values. So this is the I meant to say for loop will be used to print all the values inside a list. So if you see for number in number, like so for number in numbers, so it's like this variable is assigning a value to this index. I meant to say you can call it as array of I mean addresses like home 1, home 2, home 3, home 4, home 5. So this variable will refer to this first address, like first home. For example, just like analogy I am saying. So it will refer to this and it will actually get the value and it will print it. So similarly, if not reading everything, just I am taking this example and I am trying to run it. So here if I run it, so it is printing all the values whatever is available here. So whatever it is there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is actually going to each and every address and getting that value and actual and printing it out. So if I given again some 6, 7, 8, 9, then so it should be. So and again if I try to print it, run it, so it is giving me all the values. So what I meant to say, so to print to access multiple values like in from a list sequence, the for loop will be useful. Not only this, but you will have different types of code to execute it repeatedly. Maybe sometimes you have to execute the square root of all the numbers here in a list, how to execute square root of all the numbers. Then actually you can write it as for a number in numbers. Uh, you can give us output print equal to square root of, I meant to say, from math. So yesterday we have seen right this from math function, math module we are implementing square root. So here what I am trying to write, I am trying to implement square root to all the numbers inside this loop. So let me check how it prints. So if I see it actually implemented square root to all the numbers inside the list whatever it is there. So this case is actually very useful in some of the scenarios where if you are going to implement in our programming or in any projects, this will be very useful. Yeah. So the next one is while loop. So again, for loop is actually what it does. Uh, it will get all the whatever we implemented, it will apply to all the values inside the sequential data type what we are taking. But while loop is like it executes until it met some condition, like it's something like if conditions, like condition statement we have talked about, but it actually repeats to execute the number, or like whatever the sorry. So I'm taking this example. So here I am taking number equal to 1 and I am saying while number is less than or equal to 10. So print number. So what I am saying to my program, so my number is should be less than or equal to 10 and print number until then. So and what the next one is, I am trying to increment by 1 the number by 1, increment the number. It's like the notation plus equal to is like increment it by 1. So if I run this, it will actually print 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 all the 10 until 10. If I given 12, it will print up to 12. So so until this condition is satisfied, it is actually going in this loop. So it is doing whatever the operation we are defining it to it. It is actually doing. If I give it as 2, let me see, it increments by 2. So what it did, if you, so first it will take 1 and print 1, and then again the next time it will actually take in plus 2. So I have incremented it by 2, so it will take 3, and again the number will go back, and it actually incremented by 3, 3 plus 2 5, and then again 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 2 9, 11 plus 2 like 9 plus 2 11, and this condition is satisfied, like it actually went above, like 11 plus 2 is 13, right? So the loop is done. So there is no more to do the execution inside this loop. So the execution, the interpreter interprets what. So okay, my task is done. I will come out. So here, so the same thing it has done. Like once it went into 13, so it is saying okay, it's not, the condition is already satisfied. I meant to say the condition is already executed. It's not less than or equal to. It is again greater than. So it it went it went out of the loop. So sim so inside this there is another concept in while loops where we call it as uh, break and continue statements. So he again I am taking this example. Just waiting. So here again I have taken this example, the same example, less than 10, and I'm printing number. But here what I am saying, if my number is equal to 5, you just break that loop and don't execute further. If it is not, then increment it. So here what my code will do, it actually goes here 1 2 3 4 5. Once it is 5, it will actually stops. If it is, because this condition is satisfied and we are actually breaking the execution loop. So if I given for 6, right, some 8 also, so it will go up till 8. So if I want to terminate at 3 only, then also you can terminate. So here, so what we are doing, we are actually want to execute some piece of code repeatedly until some condition is met. So what my piece of code is, to my problem, I want to increment number by one value. But so what I did, okay, I want to increment it one value step by step until I meet this one. But in between, someone came and said, no, 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 I want up to 2 only. If the condition satisfied 2, don't execute the further, just break the loop. But until then, I want the other code to be run. Until this condition met, I want this code to be run. But I don't want this condition to be met, but I want this condition to be met, and I want to come out of that execution loop. So this type of it should be like I meant to say in real time scenarios, what we can say is like again age. If you have taken age in your like reset password or something, uh, uh, they want to see if the age is equal to so they want to execute all the database queries, for example. So they want to get all the database queries starting with your some my name Sai. So Sai will be multiple people will be there, right? So in that multiple people, they want to execute some query to get all the data births, and then so what they will do here, they will write some code while name equal to Sai, get all the records, and then if the date of birth is matching to whatever the date of birth you are giving, then do something like do break and go to the password reset mechanism code. So similar kind of example we can take. So it's like getting of records where a name equal to Sai, and then if in that records, if date of birth is matching with whatever the user entering the date of birth, then break. Otherwise, continue to stretch. So this is the example for while loop. So and then if we go, so this break the break example. So the similar kind of you can use continue as well. So in uh, so here the same example again. While number is less than, I am actually incrementing and printing my number, and I am incrementing it by 1. But here what I did, if it is this is modulus operator, means it actually gives when we divide a number, it returns the remainder. What is the remainder it is giving? It will returns. So if a number is divided by 2, if it is returning 0, then continue. So so it will continue to the next loop, like it will continue to the this loop, it will print the number, otherwise it won't print the number. What's up? So excuse me, so something so while number less than 10 modulus. Okay, sorry. My spider not working. One second, I'm just checking somehow it's okay. It's okay. So I got it. Sorry. So it's correct only like if 1 divided by 2 is 0 only, right? So what it is doing, it is actually continuing to this, but printing number is fine, but it is not incrementing it. Why it is not incrementing it? Okay, 1 plus 1, 2. There is some issue with this code. Okay, let me ask. So this is one of the way to learn as well. Like, so it is by printing. So I will be asking, but debug my Python. What is correct to print odd number? So if I see it's actually saying start while loop will continue greater than, but somehow it's not working. Why? Yeah, I need to check. While number less than some. So it is not going into this execution loop. Why it is not going? I will be checking that. Uh, okay. Any limitations? Maybe I need to check what's the limitations of continue. Maybe tomorrow class I will just come back on this. So generally the output should be this one, like 13579, but somehow it's not working. Like I need to check why it's not working. So I print number 1, it is doing 1, and then it is going 1 plus 1. It should go to again back, uh, 2 less than 10, and 2 by 2 is 0, and it should continue. So it should print 2 also, right? It's not printing that. Syntax error. Seriously. So it's still not working. It's fine. Okay, I will check further on this. Okay, let me go back again. So that's continue statement. Maybe it's some issue with the continue statement. Maybe some background we need to check. Uh, Tomorrow I will see that why it is not executing in correct way. Uh, so now coming back to Python, just let us start with basics of SQL as well. Today, so generally in today's world, data is will be stored everywhere. So whatever we take, wherever we go, the data is one of the main thing. Will be stored in some database. But how to retrieve that data? That is one of the thing we need to uh, check. So how to retrieve data is like there are multiple tools available. So in which database is store, we actually query the database using SQL. Like I meant to say structured query language. So if you see here, so we will today only see about what is main SQL, like structured SQL. Uh, so this structured SQL is basically to get the data from databases, RDMS, like relation databases. So where the data will be stored in form of rows and columns. So here, if you see, SQL is not a declarative language. It's a declarative language. So that means we tell I want this output. So we don't tell to the database. So you execute this way to get me the output. So generally, what we do, we actually want something from some database. Like for example, our school record database. I want 10th class mark list from my database, or I want my mathematics from SSC marks from my database. So how we carry normally if you have database already, we say via SQL to get my data like I meant to say select max marks from 10th class mark sheet uh, where my name equal to something we will give statements, right? So it's like I want in plain English, I want my mathematics marks from my 10th class. So it actually, if we convert it into a query language, that's the SQL. So SQL nothing but we actually ask something to give us back using some kind of declarative statements. So again, I am saying we don't say SQL how to do that. We want just give me this. So just we declare okay. So I want this. You get fetch it. Whatever way you do, I don't care about. So on depending on that, we have different like tasks here: creating, deleting tables, inserting, querying. So so these are the main what are the tasks we will be doing in SQL. So this is documented like inserting, updating. Querying is the main we do from the tables. So updating and deleting is depends on uh, type of work we do. So updating generally we do if we need to update address. So in our database, so normally banks do updations, right? Address updations. So similarly, inserting is like if bank want to add any new customer, they will insert new customer into their database. So and we see about views and stored procedures and functions. So they want so in similar kind of like in SQL also there will be store procedure something called as you can say it as already defined functions, so you don't need to query again. So you just need, you can use that stored procedure directly to query a very large amount of data just by calling that stored procedure instead of rewriting again all the I meant to say all the query again. So generally the basic syntax will be something like a command from which table name and the column name. As you want to operate. So here I want to say here multiple like these are the commands normally we perform: select, insert, update, drop, alter, create table, delete table. So for example, just I have given simple example here. I want name and address from customers where state equal to California, or if we take India. So it should be some if I take Andhra Pradesh from India Aadhaar database, if for example I want select name address from Aadhaar database where state equal to Andhra Pradesh. So the database should be accessible. We don't have access, but something like Aadhaar database. Uh, the table name is Aadhaar database. Something like that we can think of. So we will get all the names and addresses from state where the whatever state we have given. So it's actually simple. I just introduce what is basics of SQL. So you can check what more on RDBMS. What is RDBMS? And then we will take it further maybe from Monday. Tomorrow, yeah, we will see basics only tomorrow also. So the final topic for today is this is actually one of the AI chart board. I meant to say it's very useful for us. Maybe if we are going to learn or to do. So this is actually Travis. We call it as. So here we will have different type of topics uh, to learn. So if I going to Python, so he Here generally it will welcome us whatever topic we select, and it will welcome with us this sign. So if I click on this robot symbol, so here it will give us the description like actually it is trained by OpenAI on 125K learning resources. So maximum of the medium posts or whatever the learning resources, they actually train this AI so that it will actually give you the answer. So for example, here I am asking who invented. So it's automatically, actually I haven't typed correctly, but it automatically taken. So it was implemented to here. So it will give you the links of where from where it is actually getting that. So again, when Python was in. So if you see, Python was in 1999, but the first version is in 1991. So what? But its knowledge is very limited to 2021 articles only. So if I ask her what is the latest version, so it is saying as of September 2021. So it's still in 2021. So but if I ask the bot the same question, so if you see actually the Python, it was released this in month on October 2nd, in 2023. The Python 3.0 was released. So, but it's not limited to this. Actually, it's very useful. Like if we take this study tools, and if you have, we can check these articles, whatever it is related, and if we click on study tools, right? So you can ask it as question about this article, or you can actually uh, ask it to summarize the article for you. So it will actually give you the what are the important points. It actually give you to that, or it will actually prepare the notes. So you can directly copy paste these notes to your local, and you can actually use this. So so it's actually very useful. Like if you can, and if you want to read some article, and you want to test your knowledge on that article, like if I want to test this Hello Python study tools, so I want to take this quiz. I'm not sure what. So here it is saying, so what is the purpose of Python mentioned in the text? So I am randomly selecting some garbage. So it is saying it's not correct. So it will actually summarize this only related to this article, like up to this article. So what exactly it is saying, you have to check. Uh, so there will be multiple. I meant to say you can use it as a very powerful tool. It's you don't need to have any I meant to say any login also, or you can just directly use. It have very explanations, free learning resources, whatever you want to learn. It will be. It's actually mainly a database, like data science uh, related AI tool, we can say, where maximum of them artificial neural networks, everything will be there with very nice articles actually. Like, so you will have roadmaps as well. So how to become, I think they are actually still implementing Python engineer, data engineer. So it's still developing like going forward, but it's actually good to have knowledge on this. So we'll be sharing this. So do that, I think today, yeah, I think that's it for today. But do visit this website and try to do some analysis how we can use this. So it is very useful, I can say. So it's very straightforward and very useful for you to learn. So I will coming back with tomorrow with some mainly operators and the while loop problem. And we maybe we have some session, another session like guest section. Maybe I'm planning to do. We'll check. Any questions?